Did your Samsung dryer quit working altogether? Well, maybe it's working, it's spinning, it's lighting up, it's doing all the little doodads and stuff, but it is not drying your clothes. You open up the door, and even though it's been running for about an hour, there's no heat in there. Most likely, not always, but most likely, it's gonna be the heating element. After time of the just cycling on and off, cold, hot, these things, like any kind of metal, will just eventually just deteriorate, weaken, and snap. And so there's no connection. So what you're gonna need to do this is a good screwdriver, flathead, a Phillips head, and a multimeter, just to be on the safe side. You're gonna wanna take your screwdriver, make sure it's unplugged, and just reach in here and pop it up. You're gonna want a beefy screwdriver for this. Same thing on this side, just kind of get it wedged in there and you'll see that it'll pop up. Oh, and this one is dirty. Now, if you don't have anything to catch this on the back, a bungee cord does a really good job to help hold this from flipping all the way backwards. Go ahead and take these twisty ties off. The next thing is you're gonna want to remove 5 screws. There's gonna be 2 up here, 1 here, and 1 on this corner. There's going to be 1 here right underneath this plunger, and 2 at the bottom where it screws into the filter. And once you get those removed, you just lift up. You'll notice this little bracket here, this little tab that pops up, just lift up. And then you will notice this switch, this plunger switch on the front side. You're going to want to grab hold of this and just pull. It'll come off. It's kind of tight, but it'll eventually come off. Now this whole front is free to just be able to just swing out of the way. May have to lift up on it, but you'll be able to get it off. So we have the cover off, and as you can tell, very dusty in here. Good time to, vacuum that out. But here's the heating element, and I guarantee you most likely the problem's gonna be in here. So what you can do is you can go ahead and remove this screw that holds it down in the front. And then I go ahead and bend it over, because you can always bend it back. And here you see your heating element. Now you can tell it's quite dirty. We're gonna go ahead and test this with a multimeter so we don't go through all the trouble and realize it isn't broken. So if you have a multimeter, it's really easy. You turn this to the ground, the continuity test. It looks like a Wi-Fi signal with a triangle. So we just go like that. And then to test this out, what you're gonna do, hold it together, and you hear a beep. That tells you there's a current going all the way through, nothing's broken. So I'm gonna go put one, it doesn't matter which one you do. I'm gonna put 1 probe on the top, 1 at the bottom, and if it wasn't broken, it would beep like this. Oh, come on. But I'm scraping down, making sure I got a good contact, and nothing's happening. So that just confirms it's a heating element. Now, we can take the drum off of this and give us a lot more room, but that seems to be a whole lot more trouble than it's worth. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to lift this thing up. Look at that, it's come loose. And I'm gonna start pulling this out. Let's go ahead and unplug this right here. Squeeze, get it out of our way. Now let's see if we can't work this out. No, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have to take this call it a pedestal, take this out of the way. So there's 2 screws here. I believe that's all we have. Let's see, any on the back side? No. So I'm gonna remove these 2 screws, remove this pedestal, and we'll have plenty of room to pull this out. Here's the pedestal. I've removed these 2 screws here at the bottom, and then you're gonna lift up and you're gonna wiggle, wiggle, wiggle till it pops out. Believe me, it will come out. Let me show you what it looks like on the back side. So it was in on the floor like that, so you lift up and you see that this part just goes down beneath. So you lift up and slide out. Lay that to the side and you'll be able to move this out of the way. Now, you're gonna have these wires keeping you from pulling it all the way out. It really probably doesn't matter which way this goes up here in the front, but the blue's on top. Well, go ahead and take a picture of this so you know, just in case. But the blue goes on top, so you want to take that off. Take the red. That takes care of the element. Now you can do this one of two ways. You can take these cables off, or you can just unscrew the sensor, lay it to the side, pull the box out. I'm going to opt, because I like to do things dangerously. No, I don't. I'm going to go ahead and get these, unscrew the sensors and just lay them to the side. Yep. One fell off. Two. This thing is so dusty. Three. And then number 4. Just know blue wires go up. And here we have it. Here's the case. Now the reason this had to be removed was 1, 2, 3 screws, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 screws that hold this cover completely together. So you're going to want to remove those in order to get this heating element out. By the way, this is a great time to vacuum all of that stuff. Look, there's almost a lint cover out of the back. Let's vacuum all that out and get it nice and clean so you have a nice clean dryer and lower the risk of a fire hazard. Make sure you don't lose your screws. Oh, there's actually 4 on this side, 3 on the other, so there's 7 screws in all. Take this off. And let's see if we can find the brake. Sometimes, most of the time you can. Right here's on the bottom side, so let me unfasten it. Hold on. Where's the brake? Sometimes it's not very, there it is. There's the brake. That's why the heating didn't work. So once we replace this, it'll be as good as new. I'm gonna go take this out and clean it up real good. After taking a vacuum and a blower to it, then it looks a whole lot better than it did. It's not perfect, but about as good as I'm going to get it. I need to show you something. This is originally in here. This is bolted here. Unscrew that, pull this out and cut it. It's broken already and it's not going to be good for anything. Go ahead and snip these off. And then I want to show you this. I don't know if you can see it. Do you see those little 2 tabs sticking up right there? See those tabs right there? Let's see. Hey, I think you can. That keeps it from sliding all the way through. You don't want to break the ceramic piece. So you got 2 options. You can bend these down and then pull this out, or you can do like I did. I just snipped them off. If I can get this all the way up here. Well, that sounds a lot easier. Here we go. One tab took off. Okay, you can snip them off like I did and bend it a little, and then this will push right out because the new one's going to slide right back in there. Just like that went out, the new one will go in, and then you'll bend those tabs down so it doesn't slide out. There's a certain way that this goes on. Now, you may think it doesn't matter, but yes it does. See, that has an angle to it. This one doesn't. You'll notice this is fit for a stamp for a square, and that has the trapezoid there, so it'll go just like that. When you put the top on, it'll sandwich down and run the bolts through that. This right here, you just feed it through here carefully so you don't break it. It's going to be a little bit of a booger at first, but go ahead and get these run through the ceramic, screw it down, and then you'll be able to do the rest. snug. And then bend the tabs down. See a tiny little tab right there. I'm going to take this and just bend it down. Same thing on this side, bend it down or up. I'm going to kind of get in the way. Come on, bend up. There. Now, that can't come back through. Same thing with the top one. Take one side, bend it down. Take the other side, bend it up. There. Now it's held in place. Make sure that this doesn't touch the opposite side. So I'm going to try to, I think it'll be fine. Just a whole lot extra wire right here. Just try not to bend it. Don't put so much stress on it that you break it. Okay, that should be good. Now we're going to sandwich the top and run the bolts through these holes here. These two little slits right here go over these two tabs. There we go. Now, before you put the screws in, you're going to want to make sure the element's going to go through these holes, and then you'll run the screws in them. Easier said than done. All right, remember that there was 4 on one side and 3 on the other. So not every hole gets a screw, but you can kind of tell. The ones that the screws go through would be a little smaller. Before you put this back in, take a look down there. Make sure that none of the elements is touching the metal. And we're good. So I am going to slide this back up in here. And as I do, I'm going to go ahead and put these sensors back in. I'm going to check these sensors while I got them out here in the open. See, that one's making a connection. And this one. So that circuit is going all the way through. Now here's the moment of truth. This is the new one, the new element. We should be able to connect and hear that beep instantly. So we got a good element. I'm going to slide this back. Remember, blue was on top. It doesn't really matter, I don't believe. And then the red's going to go on the bottom. There. Now, go ahead and push this back and get it back in place. There. This goes in pretty easy. You'll just push this all the way back into the outlet, you know, where it blows out, and you'll hear it pop into place. You may have to wiggle, go up and down to do it, and then get it in this pedestal. There's a slot. You're going to want to push and then push down on it. Now I've got to bend this back once I put that screw there to close it off. I'm going to go ahead and finish putting the screws in on this one. Well, let me do this first here. Hold this down and bend it up. There, just like it was. Go ahead and bolt the pedestal down. All right, make sure my connections still look good, and they do. And now we just have to hook everything back up. So this connect just like that. This is nice and securely fastened. This is bent back. The connections are made here on the side. It all looks good. So when you put this back on, you're going to want to slide it on that little tab. Let me pull this out. See the tab? Want to slide it on a tab first. Set it down on all 3 tabs. There's one there, one underneath here, and one on the far end. And then you just lean it up And you're gonna want to slide this on these 2 tabs. But don't forget your wire connection right up here. Push it all the way up in there and then carefully slide it onto these little pegs here. Next, put a couple of screws in, hold it in place. Nice and snug. Again, one more. Then open the door. You're gonna have one here and 2 down here. I'm gonna go ahead and do these 2 right here. And the ones at the bottom have that washer that's already on there. On the top, you have 3 screws. 1, 2, and then 3 right here at the door. It looks like one can go in there, and probably should, but this one didn't have that there. So I'm gonna take that screw, and well, the one I thought would go there, and put it up here in the front. There. Now that's sturdy. I already got the 2 at the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 screws. Everything looks good. Now let's go ahead and close this one. And time to take the top down. So take my safety bungee cord out of the way. And as I close this, these wires need to go back in their little twist tie locations. So here's one here. This will keep it from rubbing against there. See, and I say do it as you're dropping this because the tension is off the wire. There. Now all I have to do is close it. And it's going to be real simple. Now your clothes will be dry again. Mailman Mechanic, see you at the mailbox or the laundry room.